how to board people. Once you're here, you want to have a very firm grip, and your shoulder has to be firm. And then people just grab the shoulder and step very nicely in like the ballerina, not like an elephant. If you go like ballerina, it's easy. If you go like an elephant, you're probably finishing the water. Okay, so we'll demonstrate how to go in like ballerinas. Okay, so I'm ready. So my shoulder is, see, like the point everybody's using to get in nicely. See, and it's super easy. This is one of the best methods, and nobody has ever fallen in. It's like the best things that. Let's talk about dinghy. I love these high fill dinghies. It's aluminum bottom, a little bit V, like super cool stuff. I love Yamaha. I'm a fan of Yamaha. I would always take it over other engines. This is electronic injection, so there's no choke, like works like butter. It's a really good stuff. So we don't keep the fuel here. Some people keep the fuel here, and then, you know, just on the sun, the water can get in. So in these boats, you have a double floor, which is great because the water stays there, so your feet is dry. This is the plug, you know, to drain the water. So now the hose goes under and comes in here where we have a fuel tank. Now, most of the people take a 10 liter. I think that's like kind of standard. But the 20 liter fits in here. And you do want to have a 20 liter because, hey, you need fuel. More fuel, the better fuel. So before we start, you check if there's fuel. There's a gauge. You can also open and check, or just by, you know, looking here. Then you want to open the air. So this is the air, because when the fuel goes out to the engine, if you keep this closed, it's going to either collapse or it's going to stop working. So you have to keep the air open. And this is good because it's in a shade, so it doesn't get hot. And I suggest having it like this. This is the small vent where the air comes in. And then we have, so this is the throttle. So just by twisting, you give more power. This is the gear. So this is forward, this is neutral. We have a reverse. So whenever you're doing this, you know, you shouldn't have power, but you should put minimum, and then you should, you see, switch. Now this is a safety cord. So you put this on your wrist, and then if you fall in the water, you're gonna pull this off, and the engine is gonna stop. Now, I should be using this more often. For some reason I'm not, but well, you should be using it. Then when you want to shut off the engine, you have to press here, this button. It just shuts it off. So just go to the minimum, press this button, and there's two lights. They turn red. It's for oil and temperature. So if there's no light, it's okay. Every engine is different, but if there's something like red lights, that means either oil or temperature is the problem. So this button here adjusts how hard it is to move the engine. So you can like adjust. Now it's harder, firmer for higher speeds. It's good to know. And then you want to keep these guys very tangent. This is not like super well tangent. The engine can like twist, fall in the water, happens many times. Then we have the oars. Always bring the oars because the engines fail, and always bring the anchor. So we have an anchor and the line. It's like the umbrella anchor, which just, you know, opens and closes. And it's really good to have, not just for the emergency. You know, let's say you're out there, your engine fails and you're gonna drift. Well, you just drop the engine and you're gonna be good. Or if you we'll go down there to the pier and you don't want your dinghy rubbing, you can always drop the anchor behind, and it's gonna keep the boat from smashing, you know, to the pier. And then we have the fenders, which are, most of the people don't have, but I just love these red ones. It's good visibility. So I like to keep the dinghy on a long line. So actually, because if it's very short and the waves come, it's gonna be you know, too much shock. And what we have is, so these are the things when we lift it up, and I always have carabine. So see, I just do this in the water. It's very easy, and it's not gonna, you know, disattach. Now, when I go into the dinghy, I very trust this engine. So sometimes I just jump in and start, but that's what you shouldn't do. So what I do is unclip it. I put it here, and then I hold this line and just step in. And I'm using this line as just, you know, like to stabilize myself. I'm still, you see, connected to the boat. And because this is really good engine, all I have to do is With other engines, you'll have to be clipped, and start them. I always attach this here, so you don't want to get it in the propeller. So the distance, you see, we cut it so it cannot go in the propeller even if it falls in the water. But you just clip it here, so easy. I'm gonna go now reverse, and I can go neutral. So when I want to get, to pick up the boat to people here, what I do is I go at the sharp angle. See, all this stand-up paddle is in the way. I have my engine running now, so the best way is to use this rope, as a balance. So all you do is you just step in. You see, I'm using this, super easy. I clip this here. The engine is already running. So I'm gonna show you now how to pick up people sideways. So the best method is you wanna cup at the sharp angle, and just before hitting, you turn the engine, go neutral, see, and you come here, and then you hold the boat. So let's do this again. So again, I want to get at the sharp angle. So this is like a sharp angle. I need some speed. I turn the engine, you see, and then the momentum, see how it brings me here? See, now I didn't go close enough just to show the momentum. But now I'm gonna go even faster to show how the momentum brings me next to the boat. That's a quick turn, power turn. So the more speed I have, the more momentum it's gonna bring me. So I go now with a lot of speed. You see, I turn. You see how I get close to the boat? It's so easy. Now the mistakes. So what people do is, I'll do another power turn. When you do power turn, make sure the engine is well fixed, because it can fall off. So you just do a lot of power and twist. It's a good method. So what people do is they would usually come at the angle, too steep, and they have a lot of speed, you see, and you're going like this, and then okay, this time I'm lucky, but still the boat is going, so I have to pull it back. So that's why it's much better to go at a sharp angle and turn. Now there's another way of picking persons from the boat. Now I don't really like this one, but sometimes it's very useful. So let's say there's a pier. Usually I don't use it on the boats, but there's a pier, a nice pier. You see, you can come very slowly. Now I put the boat in a gear, it's in a gear, and by turning, you see, engine left and right, I keep the boat pushing to the pier or to the boat. I don't like it because it can get scratched, but it's one of the methods. Now what you can do, let's say there's a pier, you can board people like this. So you're here and people board this way, and you're controlling the boat, and still they can use your shoulder as the balance. So now when you use the gear, you shouldn't have throttle on. It's not gonna work. So it should be off. I put reverse. I can drive the boat reverse. You see, it's just fine. You see, left, right. I can go to the neutral, and then I can put in a gear, and I put a little bit of throttle. Now this throttle doesn't go back like on the engine. See, when I put throttle, it keeps going, so it doesn't go back. It's good to know. And then I'm just, driving the boat. Now there's a lot about the balance of the boat, where to put people. Because if you put all the people forward, the boat is not gonna have a good trim. If you put all the people backwards, the boat's gonna go like this. So you have to find a good trim. It does matter. Let's say if there's a lot of chop, you can put all the people behind so that the bow goes up, and then there's gonna be less spray. Or if you're just two persons, you wanna have one person forward, so that when you start planing, you would plane much faster. So the weight distribution does matter quite a lot. Sometimes, you see, I use this, but when I'm docking, you know, like close to, sometimes I just hold here. So this engine is kind of cool. This is strong enough, but still be gentle. And I'm just like, you see, like neutral, where I'm approaching the pier and I hold it here. So very quickly I can put neutral. If you're holding here, you see, this is just another step to get here. But when you're like very close to the pier and slow, you can just hold it here. So you turn, you go natural. So it's very easy. Okay, so now we're coming into the boat. See, I'm holding here. I twist. We drift in. I hold. Oh, it's got stuck a little bit. So it's all about going in and then drifting in. And now you can exit using the shoulder. Very good. Now, this boat has a really good system. So let's shut off the engine. So you just press this button. So it has a really good system for putting out. So we made these clips. Not everybody has these clips, so well done. And one here. So I just clip the boat. And then there's a winch and a bottom. This is the safety, so I want to close this first. And then just by pressing this, you see, the boat goes out of the water. Now be careful. You see here, these lines, when there's a lot of waves, many times they would get stuck around the engine or something, and then you lift up and you brake. So make sure all the lines are going nicely. And then, you know, we could just keep going up, but no, we don't need. We need a dinghy in the water. So I'll open the safety, put it back in the water. Okay, and now I'm gonna board from that side. It's just easier. You can film from here. Wait. So then I just pull the boat, I step in using this, I unhook here, I take my painter, clip together, I go out. See, it's very easy. Now there is another cool way. So let's do all over again. Engine is not running, so I go here, start the engine, make sure the painter is clipped. And now I'm gonna do the fancy way of docking. So now I take the painter, the carabiner off, I keep it in my hand. Put this out. Now I'm approaching the boat with the speed. See, I have a lot of speed. Now I turn off the engine. I step forward, I push the boat away, see, and all I have to do is just clip it somewhere and you're good to go. So that was using the momentum. So I was driving in, I have enough speed, so I can just turn the engine off and step off like a boss, clip, and that's all I have to do. And then you push it away because you don't want to crash like a dummy, but just before you crash, you push it away, just right, and then you step. So now we have a pier, and this pier is a little bit rough, but it's quite high and straight, and I have this fender forward. So maybe, you know, I can afford to go straight in. But then again, you see, I'm holding here for the gear, slowly coming in. When I get close, I just go here. See? Now, if you look carefully here, you see, yeah, I'm gonna crash, even though I have a fender. You see, you would be crashing, and it's sharp. It would just, you know, damage everything. So, but it's fine if I just hold the boat like this. So this is the pose. I'm holding the boat, and then people can board. You see, just by, you know, holding my shoulder. So you want to jump in, just to show. So you hold the shoulder, very easy. And if you want to go out, it's all the same. You just walk. Go out. Yeah, now go out, and you use the shoulder. You see, it's very easy. Okay. So now I'm gonna come sideways, drifting in. I'm going reverse. So it's very good because I have these fenders and, you know, I can use more speed. So now, you see, I have a very sharp angle. And just before I'm coming here, I turn the engine, I put neutral. You see the boat forgot this one. The boat automatically drifts in. And then you're again in a good position and people can board by using a shoulder. Okay, you show. So it's very easy, you grab a shoulder, you go in, and the same to go out. Grab a shoulder and you go out. And when you want to go out, you just push away. So I'll do it again. I'm gonna go with a little bit more speed now. So I'm gonna come, too fast. This is too fast. See, I have a lot of speed. I turn, I go neutral. You see how the boat is going this direction? So the speed gives momentum, and once I turn, I just slide in. And then you just have to get used to controlling this slide. And this is just the best way to do it. Now, if I want to go out here solo, I would do the same as I did earlier on the boat. So I take off the rope, the carabine. Okay, I need enough speed, so when I stop the engine, I'm gonna get there. Okay, neutral, stop, I come forward. You see, just before hitting, you push the boat away like a boss, because I have a clip. Okay, this one was too big. Or I just do this, and I'm good to go away. And then the same, when I want to board the dinghy, I just take the clip. I bring the boat close. Now I'm gonna board without engine running, which you probably shouldn't do. But anyway, just for demonstration, you see, the boat is here. I step, push, I use this for a balance, clip, start the engine. It's so simple. Okay. Good job. So use the shoulder, step gently like a ballerina on the boat, and there's absolutely nothing that it can happen, right? It's the easiest way to get into the boat and out of the boat. As simple as that.
As simple as that.
Okay, am I next? Yeah. Go ahead. Every other side, managing the weight, Baron. Captain on his cell phone. Okay.
Oh, there's more of this.
Wait, whoa. Okay. Long. Oh, okay.
Climb over here.
I think he wants him to fall in.